A former gang leader with a string of previous violent offences, including murder and rape, has been sent back to prison for 13 years for his part in the death of a Ngaruawahia man in July last year. 26-year-old Mitchell Paterson died from a chokehold in the back of a car in Hamilton, and his body was later thrown off the bridge at McLaren Falls in the Bay of Plenty. Leon Wilson, aged 49, was sentenced in the High Court in Hamilton for Mr Paterson's manslaughter, kidnapping and for conspiring to defeat justice. Our reporter Andrew McRae was in court.
A total of 8 people have now been sentenced for their part in Mr Paterson's death. Today, the man described as the ringleader behind the young father's death was sentenced with 2 others, Christopher Smith and Chloe Kerridge. Wilson was convicted of murder in 1996 and since being released has been on life parole. Justice Davison described Wilson's reaction to the death of Mr Paterson as callous.
You were clearly the driving force behind the events that led to Mr Paterson's abduction and subsequent death.
The judge outlined Wilson's criminal past.
Murder, sexual violation by rape, sexual violation by unlawful sexual connection and aggravated robbery. You were released on parole in 2011, and since then you have accumulated 4 convictions for breach of standard or special release conditions.
Wilson ordered his associates to bring Mr Paterson to him after hearing reports he had been bad-mouthing him. Crown Prosecutor Jacinda Foster said Wilson was the central figure in the death of Mr Paterson and his criminal background ruled out any mitigating features.
Who demonstrates a complete lack of insight in terms of his own role in this offending, who takes absolutely no responsibility for this death, and who presents at high risk of harm in the future.
Mr Paterson's family fronted in court, providing heartfelt victim impact statements. His mother, Valerie Patterson, pointedly asked Wilson if he knew what he and the others involved in her son's death had done to her family.
Losing Mitch is taking us on the loneliest, most desolate journey that I believe any parent can take. Our loss is unnatural and challenges our emotions every day. It causes pain, and we struggle with happiness in every way. Mitch was not only our only son, he was our only child.
His father, Craig Patterson, made it plain what he thought of Wilson and the 2 others being sentenced with him.
You 3 cowards have no idea what you have done to our family and close friends, and I doubt you even care. You all chose to participate in the cowardly act that has brought us here today. You are all despicable, and I despise all of you with every bone in my body.
Christopher Smith was jailed for 6 years for manslaughter and kidnapping, and Chloe Kerridge received a 2-year sentence for kidnapping and conspiring to defeat justice. In Hamilton for Checkpoint, Ko Andrew McRae.